Master Haru and young Daichi walked side by side along the winding mountain path, their straw sandals pressing into the damp earth. The air was thick with the scent of pine, and the distant hum of the river reached their ears. They had been traveling since dawn, their destination still days away. Their sect followed strict teachings, simplicity, humility, and discipline. Daichi, still young in his monastic journey, clung to the rules with unwavering devotion. Master Haru, however, carried wisdom beyond the written teachings, a wisdom that came from years of experience. As they descended toward the river, they saw a woman standing at the water's edge. She was dressed in an elegant silk kimono, the once pristine fabric now dirted from travel. Her hair was disheveled, her hands trembled, and her face bore the pallor of exhaustion. She turned as they approached, her expression flickering between relief and hesitation. "Honored sirs," she said, bowing deeply, "I beg your pardon, but I am in need of assistance. The storm last night swelled the river, and I am too weak to cross alone." Daichi stiffened. They were forbidden from touching women. The very thought of carrying her sent a wave of unease through him. Master Haru, however, stepped forward without a moment's hesitation. "You are unwell," he observed, noting the way she leaned against a tree for support. "If you attempt to cross alone, the current may sweep you away." He knelt before her. "Come." The woman hesitated. "But your vows—" "My vow is to compassion before all else," Haru said simply. With great care, he lifted her onto his back and waded into the river. Daichi watched in stunned silence before following, his heart pounding against his ribs. The river was cold, the current strong. He struggled to steady his footing as the water surged around his legs. He cast glances at his master, but Haru remained composed, bearing the weight of the woman without hesitation. When they reached the other side, Haru gently set her down. The woman bowed deeply. "You have shown me great kindness. I will never forget it." Without another word, she vanished into the trees, her silk robe blending into the misty forest. They continued walking, but Daichi's mind was restless. Master Haru had broken a sacred rule. He had touched a woman, carried her in his arms. Did this not defy everything they had been taught? The sun arced across the sky as they walked, but Daichi's thoughts were louder than the chirping cicadas. His steps grew heavier, his mind churning with doubt. Finally, as evening fell and the stars blinked awake, he could hold it in no longer. "Master," he blurted, his voice sharp, "how could you do that? Our vows—" Haru did not stop walking. "What troubles you, Daichi?" "You carried her," Daichi said, his fists clenching. "We are forbidden to touch women, yet you not only touched her, you carried her across the river." Master Haru smiled, the wrinkles at the corners of his eyes deepening. "I carried her across the river, yes, but I set her down when we reached the other side. Why are you still carrying her?" Daichi stopped in his tracks. He opened his mouth to argue, but no words came. All this time, he had been carrying the burden of judgment, of rigid adherence to rules without understanding their purpose. Haru had acted with compassion, with kindness. Was that not the essence of their teachings? Daichi exhaled, his breath shaky. As they resumed their journey, his steps felt lighter, his mind quieter. And for the first time that day, he let go of the weight he had carried all along. Sometimes, the weight we carry is not physical but mental, and we must learn to release it. True wisdom lies not in blind adherence to rules, but in understanding when kindness must come first. What we hold on to in our minds often shapes our reality more than the event itself.